Okay, I'm gonna give it a few minutes here. Emails gone out and things like that. I'm gonna check Facebook, see what's going on over there, and then we'll get started. So just give me a minute or two, see who pops on here, and interesting, there's a delay in Facebook, so that's a little freaky. I'm going to turn the sound off on that one, and okay, I'm just going to write something in the chat here, and then we'll get started. If you are on Facebook or pop onto Facebook as this is going on, come on over to the website. That way you can see the listings and you can shop while we're going through everything here. And I can't see the comments on Facebook. So if you leave me a comment, don't be upset if I don't see it. My screen here is not on Facebook. So you're welcome to stay there, but you're better off on the website so you can click the listings and see all the pictures and everything else, okay? Okay, so let me get rid of that because watching myself on Facebook is super freaky. If you are here on the website, I see some eyeballs. Hello, happy Wednesday. Let me know who's here if you feel comfortable doing so. And let me put this up here. Okay, so there's your discount code for this collection. I'm not going to say it out loud because again, if you're on Facebook, then you're going to want to come over to the, let me pin that. Successfully pinned. Look at me go. Okay, so hi, what a great day. I hope you guys got, I don't know if you're in Ontario, I hope you got out to enjoy this day. I did not, but it looked like it was really nice out. If, I don't know, if it's nice tomorrow, maybe I'll venture outside. Okay, so let's get started here. And as I say, if you have, there's 22 pieces. We ended up at 22 again. It seems to be where I end up. And so I know people want to look at some of the stones as well. So I don't want to keep you here all night. So I might kind of go through some of these a little quickly. If you have any questions, if you want me to back up or slow down, let me know in the chat, okay? Otherwise, we'll just keep rolling here. I'm going to do all of the finished pieces first, and then what I keep looking down at is I have a table full of loose gemstones here. Hopefully I'm not going to knock it over, and then we're not going to be able to get to all of those there. The other thing that you guys can do for me is, as far as the stones go, when we get there, you can let me know if there's certain gemstone types you're interested in, certain colors you're interested in, and then I'll be sure to pull those out. I mean, I've got bins here as well, so we've got lots of stones. I'm probably going to have to do another one of these Misfits collections, just because there's more than 22, but you have to stop at some point. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay. I'm trying something different here. This is my third live stream, so you know we're getting this figured out. I've got the computer here now instead of over there, so I probably will be off screen less. Trying that, and but it's very narrow, so it's on the top of one of those moving craft carts. So hopefully nothing goes crashing and it's gonna be okay. And what else? Okay, I think that's it. So I'm going to try to be diligent about moving this stuff forward, and I'm assuming you can hear me, volume okay and everything. My developer didn't come on early today, so I didn't do a volume check or anything. So just let me know in the chat. Make sure you can hear me and everything's okay. And I'll keep going here. And again, if you're on Facebook, pop over to the website, and then that way you can see all the listings and everything else. And we're gonna get started. Okay, so first one. So what we're gonna do here, because it's Misfit, it's, hi Christine, thank you. So because it's a Misfit collection, it's not all of the same colorway like I usually do. It's an interesting blend. So we're gonna start with a little bit of color, and then we're gonna go into some really nice warm neutrals, and then we're gonna finish off with lots of color. Okay, so first off, we're gonna start with this one. So this one, I mean, it's really pretty. It just, again, with the combination of the tan and the blue, it doesn't, it doesn't fit in Shoreline, it doesn't fit in Storm. So it's kind of been on its own. It has been to live shows, and people like it. It just hasn't found its forever home yet. So let's see what happens here. So this is, the focal is an Indonesian fossil coral. So it's really pretty warm, kind of tans and caramel. This side here is rough. This side's polished. So it's kind of got half polished and then half rough there. So it's a nugget. Beautiful from both sides. And then what I've done above it, it's crazy lace. So I've pulled out some tan crazy lace agates and sodalite. So kind of did a combination, kind of tan and then blue, tan and then blue. And then it's on silk. It's 19 inches plus the extender here. So I think this is a really nice summer necklace. It'd be great with jeans, right? With that sodalite, it's got that, pretty kind of denim blue color. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty. It's, so the crazy lace, of course, is, we talk crazy lace quite a bit in the Harvest collection. And if you missed that, you can go to the live shopping page and you can watch the replay on that. So crazy lace is happy lace or a laughter stone. And then the fossil coral is, you can get fossil corals in different places. I usually source mine from Indonesia. And it's a very grounding stone, calming, reducing stress. And then the sodalite, also calming. So, this has got a nice peaceful energy to it. Just pretty, but it is quite striking with the tan and the blue. Okay, so that's the first one there. Okay, then we're gonna go to the one that's hard to pronounce, so we're gonna get it out of the way. That's this one, and this goes really well with that necklace. So this one, let's see if I get this. The lighting, I think, is a little bit better tonight. Okay, so this is demorterite is what this is. My goodness. Let's see if I can get that in here. Catch the light. So you can see it kind of looks like sand at the bottom. It's got that sandy kind of color. And then really pretty shades of like that denim blue, going from lighter to darker at the top. There, that's kind of, you can kind of see it there. The listings show, again, as always, the listings are in natural light, so they should give you a good indication of the color. So this is, it's found in different places. It's there's some found in Canada, apparently. Arizona, of course, has got some good quality stuff because Arizona just has amazing stones. A calming stone, as you can imagine by looking at it, and It's also called the denim blue stone, which makes sense because of the color. And it's also, fun fact, as I was kind of doing some research on it, it's used in high grade porcelain manufacturing, which is kind of cool. So these are nice teardrop shape, not too big, but super pretty, nice with jeans. Can I put them aside? Can I put them aside for you? Yes, I can do that. Let me do that right now. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, whoa, what happened here? So give me a sec. I'm going to just pop one on here and take them off there so that we don't have any issues. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so that is that. You are more than welcome, my dear friend. All right, so moving right along, and so next up is this is a really pretty pair of ocean jasper. So I've got a couple of pieces of ocean jasper here that just don't kind of fit into any of the other collections, but really, really pretty. And this is one of them. So a little bit bigger, but they're slices, so you can see they're the same thickness. Get it to focus. There you go. So it's not beveled. Okay, so this is called a slice, and they're a nugget. So again, kind of rough on the edges, nicely polished on the front and the back, but just that little bit more rustic look. Nice crisp white, and then you get that olive green and that nice warm yellow in there. Now the thing about ocean jasper is a couple of things about ocean jasper. So it's getting very hard to find good ocean jasper. It's only found in Madagascar, and they have to wait till low tide to actually mine it. And because it is right there in the ocean, I guess it's in some rock right there, so they have to wait till low tide, and then they pull it out in carts. So they've pretty much exhausted the really good quality find, I think. And so what I'm finding is to source it that's really nice. And what you're looking for with high quality ocean jasper are the orbs. So pulling this back up, you can kind of see the round. So ocean jasper has these orbs in it, and those are the coveted things that you want. Like if you can find really big ones or really striking different colors, and ocean jasper comes in every single color combination. So it's really hard to find it, and when you find ones that have still have the orb, it's probably old stock that a lapidary had. And you're paying a big price for it. So so these are nice. They don't have a ton of the orbs, but they're just a really pretty color. And again, on sterling, as all of my wires are. Okay, so that's the first ocean jasper. Now, ocean jasper, gentle energy, very calming. Again, cat's over there making noise, so I apologize if that if that noise is transmitting. It boosts self-esteem, joyful, things like that. So that's the first set of earrings there. And then we've got this necklace. Oh yes, this necklace. So I just finished this one. So this one's super pretty. This one is, let's see if I can get it up here. You can see it. This one looks like a landscape to me, which is kind of unusual for ocean jasper. Usually don't get the landscape in there. Kind of looks like fields to me, some sort of Italian countryside or something like that. Again, really pretty olive green and that light green, and then you've got that really nice rust kind of color coming through there. Almost looks like fields. Do you see what I'm saying there with the look of like a landscape? It's a nice long teardrop, really elegant shape, I think. And so I had to do it in copper just to pull out that rusty kind of color. So I did a nice little wire wrap on it, and then copper cable chain. And I kept this one quite long. So I think this is 26. I didn't put an extender on it because it's pretty long. Yeah, check the listing. I'm pretty sure that ended up at like 26 inches. So it's a nice casual long lay. It is pretty. Yeah. Now there's two of them, so they came as a pair. And I'll probably do the same kind of thing with the other one, because it's too slender to put it in one of the big silk pieces. So it needs to be more of a regular pendant. So that's that one there. Yeah, it's a pretty color. I mean, it's my color. So it's the color that I wear all the time. All right, now moving right along. Okay, so there's not a lot of bracelets in here because usually with the bracelets, I'm just making bracelets for collections. But there are a few that I made for shows that don't really fit properly, but I just have them for in person. But I thought I would share them here and put them on the website. So the first one is this one. Yeah. So they're both the same. They're Amazonite. Now, if you're familiar with Amazonite, you know that I usually do it in like those ocean blues and things like that. In my Shoreline collection. Shoreline has a lot of Amazonite in it. But this is also Amazonite, and it has those really, I'm going to get out of the way so we can focus on this. It has these really warm, earthy tones as well. So I, pulled out these tones, just very similar to the tourmaline bracelet that I did for the Harvest collection. I pulled the greens and the rusts out. Same thing with the Amazonite. So this is just kind of a warm, earthy, stretchy bracelet. And then the little ones are coconut wood. So dark brown coconut wood in between each. These are 10 mil Amazonite, frosted. I really like the frosted Amazonite. It kind of looks like beach glass. So it gives it a softer kind of look. These could be unisex for sure. I've had guys pick these up at markets and stuff like that. So I can make whatever size. I think these are 7s. I don't know, it says in the listing. Doesn't matter. Just send me a number and I can make it for you. So now, one thing I don't think I've ever said on a live is so with my stretchies, I pre-stretch the elastic and then I double string it, and I use Opalon, which is one of the best elastics on the market. So I double string it with Opalon, and then I knot it in 3 places. Okay, so my stretchies are very strong. So basically, once I go around, I'll knot it here, and then I'll feed it through, and then I'll knot here, and then I'll feed the other one through, and I'll knot it in a different place. So, and then glue the knot. So they are good and strong. Okay, so those are just really basic, but nice and earthy. Wear them year round, pretty much go with anything. Be great in a stack because you can, add some colors to it. But I thought I'd add them to this collection because they don't fit anywhere else. Okay, all right, moving right along. All right. Okay. All right, so there's only one silversmith piece in this collection, of the Misfits, because again, with silversmithing, I'm usually doing it in a certain colorway that goes with it. But I made this one a while ago, and it has been on the website, but again, it's just lost in the massive amounts of things that are on the website. So unless you go looking for Veracite or the silversmithing stuff, you're not going to see it. So I thought I would put it in a collection. So because it's a really pretty stone. So this is Veracite, and it's from Utah. So Veracite, you either get American from Utah or Australia. I tend to like the American Veracite. I like the color in that green of it. It's that really soft green. It has a little bit of a blue undertone to it, but it's a little softer than the Australian. And really pretty, not too big. And then it has the serrated edge to it. So it just gives it that little extra little bit of detail around the edge of it. And so it's got that really pretty kind of sea foamy green running through like a warm gray, kind of gray taupey background to it. So it's neutral with just that little pop of color. And then, so this is all sterling silver, and then the sterling silver backplate on an Italian Rollo chain. So a nice Italian Rollo chain. This one is 18 inches. This is an 18-inch chain here because it's still smaller. So I went with an 18 on this one. I probably have some 20s kicking around if you wanted a 20. But just really super pretty. So that has now attached itself to the Misfit Collection so that it can be found. I think it's really sweet. It's a sweet little one. And then another Veracite that I have, where is it? Here. Actually, I'm wearing Veracite as well. This one is one of the first silversmithing ones I did, and I was gutted with this. It's a really cool stone. I don't know, you don't need me that close to the camera, but really cool pattern to it. And this is the only stone this has ever happened to me on, but as I was setting it up here at the point, it cracked. And you can't see it. It just looks like it's part of the pattern because of this pattern, but I would never sell it with the cracks. It's not going to come out or anything. It's in there, but I was quite gutted by that. But it happens to every silversmither that you do all this work and you get to the very end and then you set the stone and something bad happens. So this is my example of that. But anyway, this one, oh, let me pull this up here. So this is also Utah Veracite, and then in the copper wire wrap. So just a little oval, and that one's got a little bit more of a creamy gray, so it's a lighter gray background, and a little bit more of the green. And then I kind of did, I wouldn't call it my signature, but you know, I tend to do kind of those soft little swirls up at the top. So just a nice, gentle, elegant swirl. And then the inside one has actually got a twist to it. So it adds a little bit of detail to it. And all of my wire wraps are on 24-inch long ball chains. But you can very easily trim a ball chain. So it's like the old light switches, right? So you just undo it, and then you take this side, you just trim it with scissors to whatever length you want, and it just snaps in. Okay, so if you wanted it a different length, you could let me know and I can do it before it goes out, or you can, you know, try it at 24, and then if you wanted to trim it, you could very easily trim it yourself. Okay, so just a sweet little Veracite copper wire wrap. So with my wire wraps, it's raw copper, square copper wire. Make sure my cat's not here. Square copper wire, and then half round wire that I wrap it with. And then I oxidize it to give it that patina, and then I hand polish it and hand sand it to kind of bring the highlights back up and stuff like that. Okay, so that is Veracite. wire wrap. That goes there. Okay. You do like, Christine, you do like the wire wraps. I know I haven't been doing as many wire wraps. Every once in a while I will, but yeah, I haven't done one in a while. Yeah, every once in a while a stone will come up and it's like, oh, that needs to be wrapped in copper. Okay, so now we did a little bit of color. We're going to go kind of into some nice warm neutrals here for a minute, and then we'll finish off with some more color, and then we'll get into some stones. Okay, if anybody that's popped on has any questions or anything like that, let me know. And if you've come over from Facebook, welcome. And let's keep going. Okay, so next, there's a stone in my pile with wire wrap. Yes, yes, there is. Yes, there is. Okay, so this is, let me see if I can get these to show properly, because these are really pretty, but they're darker. Let's see if it's gonna, the lighting was better tonight, but they are darker. So you can see the tan at the bottom, right? And then they go into, so you get that camel kind of caramel at the bottom, and then it goes into this really rich, rusty red up at the top. So they're neutral, but they do have some color there. Now, bloodstone, I mean, it's got a lot of health things that, you know, medical things that I'm not a doctor, so I don't get into that stuff. But from a metaphysical standpoint, it's very grounding. Helps with creativity, and yeah, and I have detox on here as well, so it helps remove things that you don't want. So check the listings on this, because they can you save me those two? Yes, they do. Well, yeah, because your mom's bracelet is bloodstone. So yeah, they're pretty. I don't have a ton of bloodstone, but every once in a while I'll find a pretty set, and then that'll work. Okay, so give me 1 second and let me deal with those, and I will pull those off. There we go. That should work there. Okay. All right. Now, oh, these are an interesting one. Okay, so these are very cool. I don't know why I haven't had these out. I don't know. I guess it's just because they haven't gone with any collection. But I hadn't even put them together for in-person markets, which I should have. Aren't those cool? So what these are is they're called, so they're a picture jasper, but they're called Biggs picture jasper. And so the difference between a regular picture jasper and something like these guys is the location. So these are found in Oregon, and from a place called Biggs Junction. So again, named after where they are found. They are also a slice, so you can kind of see how the light is hitting them. So they are flat, okay? They don't have the bevel to them, but they are very cool. And the back, I mean, it's a slice, so the pattern and everything goes right through the back. So, hi, how are you? Oh, it's okay. It's all good. So I don't know if you heard me, but these are picture jasper, but they're from Oregon. And so they have this beautiful kind of camel kind of on the back, on the outside, and then it's like this steel blue, steel gray, but kind of shades. So dark up here, like almost like a charcoal, and then down into that light kind of. They are really neat, yeah. And because they're slices, like they're bigger, but they're not that heavy. Like there's really not that much weight to them, because they're quite thin. But you know, very cool, very cool. Um, I mean, they were just one of those things that I was like, oh, I have to own those because they're just too neat not to. Um, but very different than the typical picture jaspers that you normally see, right? Usually the picture jaspers don't have that kind of pattern. To me, they almost are kind of getting into imperial jasper, and we talked a lot about imperial jasper on the harvest collection, right? So you know how imperial jasper has those interesting kind of egg shapes and interesting kind of colorways. This to me is kind of a in between an imperial jasper and a normal picture jasper. So I think these are very cool. They're very unique, very unique. Haven't seen another pair like them. Let's put it that way. And I've had them for a while. They've just been tucked in a box. So they're out now. So that is those guys. Okay, so now moving right along. Up pinned at the top is the discount code for this collection with the Misfits. Don't want to say it out loud in case anybody's on Facebook. You gotta come over to get that, but that is there. All right, so let's keep going here. So this one, because I don't want to keep you guys, but I want to get to kind of some of the other plain stones, the unfinished stones, so we can look at some of those. Okay, I've had this. I made this a while ago, and when I was kind of pulling it up and stuff like that, I'm like, I'm really surprised this hasn't sold. And then I went onto the website to kind of just attach it to the collection, and it wasn't even on the website. It wasn't on the website, and I haven't been putting it out at the live shows because it hasn't really gone with any of the other collections. So it's been sitting in a box, and then I wonder why it hasn't sold. So here we go. Okay, so there's gonna be we're gonna do a bunch of tiger eye here. Tiger eye is a really cool stone, and this one is really neat. So this one is a druzy tiger eye. So let me stop moving it around here. So it's rough. You can see the texture, right, on the face of it. Now the back of it it's a matte finish, but it's been polished in that it's not rough hewn. This one, you can see the rough hewness to it, and you can see it here. So this is the back. I mean, so you can wear it either way, but I think this part's just way too cool. So a druzy tiger eye. So it doesn't have as much of the reflection as high polished tiger eyes do. It's not about that. It's about the uniqueness of it for me. So what I did is I did a copper, just a simple veil, and then above it, yeah, tiger eye is cool. So above it, you've got picture jasper. So now these are normal picture jasper, as opposed to like the big picture jasper. And this is what you would typically see with picture jaspers, right? The chocolate browns and the tans, and maybe a little bit of white. You don't usually see that steel blue that you get with like the bigs picture jasper. So these are and these are matte finish. So this has just kind of got a matte. It's matte. It's a little tribal, modern tribal to it. And then these guys are bronzite. So we got some bronzite rondelles in there. And then you've got these chocolate ones, which are, what are they? They are snowflake jasper, I think they're called, in that chocolate brown. So just lots of yummy chocolate brown and tans. This one is did I do with this one? 22. This is 22 inches, I think. Check the listing. 22 inches and then the extender. Yeah. So it's different, but I think it's super cool. So it now is on the website. It now has a place, and I will show it at shows if it sticks around, because I just think it's really cool. In the matte finish. All right, that's that one. Very nice. Hi, Tracy. How are you, my dear? All right. So now this is more of a typical what you're kind of used to with Tiger Eye, right? Polished, really pretty. I was gonna keep this for a focal, right? For one of my 33 inch knotted. But I have two. So this came as a pair. It was an earring pair. Actually, these started out as earrings forever. And I think they're too big. I think they're too big. Like, a lot of people are going away from the bigger earrings. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna turn them into necklaces. So I was gonna wait, and I might take the other one and turn it into a focal. So let me get isn't that cool? It's a really pretty stone. And then of course this dark chocolatey band has got that, you know, iridescence to it that you get. And I mean, it's gorgeous from both sides. It's a really pretty shape too. Freeform. me and the freeform right now, I'll tell you. Now I did this one on bronze. So this is like an antique bronze plated, but it's nickel free, lead free. And then the same thing with the chain. It's an antique bronze cable chain that's lead free and nickel free. So you don't have to worry about any of that. But I just thought that was the best color match to it. Just wanted that warm kind of gold. But yeah, I might do the other one with as one of the long focals. Yeah, like a silk knot. Exactly. Yeah. So this would be the focal, and then do like the hammered connector, and then do, you know, you could do tiger eye and bronzite and who knows what else, as like a 34 inch. Yeah, one of the longer silk knots. Yeah. So I might do that one with the other one. But this one is just a nice, get it focused. There you go. And then this one, the other, like the silk knot one, please add the other stone. Yeah, okay. This one is 20 inches. Yeah, so I made this one as a standard 20. I mean, I could add a connector, add a extender to it if you wanted, just kind of the plain one. I mean, there's nothing really plain about it, but you know what I mean. And then tiger eye, it's a protection stone, it's a grounding stone, and you know, named after the beautiful big cat. So it's kind of symbolizes strength and courage and things like that as well. So moving right along. Okay, so I have one pair of, see, I told you we have a lot of tiger eye. And tiger eye, it's like, you know, it's too dark for canyon, it's too dark for harvest. So that's why, you know, they've all been kind of sitting here. So this is, Lord knows I need grounding, right? The world needs grounding right now. All right, so these are very reflective, as you can see, as I try to get them in the light here. Check the listing on these because you can see the picture, but there you can see as I angle it, there's like this gold in there. So these are these beautiful chocolate brown, and then you've got these lovely bands of gold, and then you've got, can you see that rusty red in there? Some really pretty rusty red in there as well. So these aren't too big. So, you know, they're a nice weight, they're a nice size, um, and just nice and earthy. Yeah. And, you know, pretty on both sides. So nothing fancy about them, but, you know, if you want to own some tiger eye and channel the big cat, then these might be a good option. Okay. You want those, please? Okay. You may. All right. Well, Tracy calls dibs on these, so I will just set those aside there. All right. Okay. So let's. Where am I at here now? Oh yes. Okay. So now we. So Trace, do you want me to separately invoice you, or you can just use the code on the in your cart here on the website? It's completely up to you. For sure. Okay. Okay. Then what I will do is let me pull it all off of here, and get rid of those. Take that off. Thank you, ladies. Oh, you guys are the best. All right. Okay. Cash works for me. Okay. So, all right. So we have couple more darker ones, and then we're going to get into some color. Okay, so now again, some stretchy bracelets. No fancy bracelets in this one at this point. So there's two. They're the same concept, they're just kind of reversed. So this one is, so we'll start with the focal. So I found these focals at a thrift store in a necklace or something. I think there were like 5 or 6 of them. So I'm like, that's tiger eye. So I snagged that. So these are upcycled. This one's got a cool, let's see. This one's got a cool pattern on that side, and then it's darker, and then lighter, and then darker. So it's this nice cube. And then it's beautiful tiger eye, and then some black lava. So there's a little bit of black lava in here. Now the black lava is actually a volcanic rock, and so you can put essential oils on those. So if you like to, you know, wear essential oils and things like that, then any of the lava rocks, and they come in a bunch of different colors. But this one, these are black. I don't do a lot of the colors. I have white. There's a little white lava in the Tundra collection, and then some black lava. Storms probably got some lava in there. But anyway, can you save me the bracelet? Yeah. Let me know your size. I think I don't know. I can make another one, whatever size you need for these, because I've got a few more focals. If you like this focal with the cool marking on it, then I can just remake this in this. I think this is like 7 1/4. I don't know. It says on the listing. I'm pretty sure it's 7 1/4. So you might want it a little. I might need to throw a couple more beads on there. So anyway, so that's this one, and then this one. Oh shoot, I didn't even do this properly. Sorry. Oh my gosh, look at me. Okay, hang on. So we've done this one. Oh, I was doing so well on these. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, so those are the stretch ones we just did, and then the other one is this one. I'm so excited talking. I'm not pulling them up properly. So same focal. So this one's got a little bit more of the variation of color, and then dark, and then lighter with some kind of interesting, and then dark. And then, so this one is mainly block lava with a little bit of tiger eye rondelles and the odd one big one and then some rondelles. So this is mainly black lava. So they're basically the same, they're just reversed. Okay. And so you can, you know, again, with this one, the darker, the black one, you can put essential oils on that as well. So there's nothing fancy about them. They're just nice and neutral, unisex for sure. I've had guys buy Tiger Eye at live shows, and so that's a good option if you're. I want to take that. Which one? The black one, Trace? The black one with that one? Or the one that's mainly tight? Yes, the black one. Okay. Do you know your size? Do you know your bracelet size? I think this one might be 7 1/4. So let me know if you need it a little bit bigger, and I will I'll make it up for you. Okay. Do you remember who you are asking? I think I know who this is. Am I supposed to know your bracelet size, James? Or are you saying you have no clue what your bracelet size is? Well, so so on the, you'll see on the listing, if you go on the listing, it kind of gives you instructions on how to do it. Just take a piece of string or whatever, or you know, when we get together, we can try that one if it needs to be. If I need to adjust it, I can. It's no big deal. I do that all the time. Okay. You don't know your bracelet size right off the top of your head? That's crazy. Yeah, we'll fit this. We'll try this one, and if it needs to be adjusted, it's all good. Okay. So one last kind of darker one, and then we're gonna get into a little bit more color, and then we'll get into some. I should know yours. Yeah, I probably should. I'll start a file. Go with Tiger Eye. See. Again, check the listing. With these darker ones, it's tough to get the color to show up here. But so these are septarian. They're what these are called. And they have dark kind of chocolate at the bottom, mainly black with like a white pattern through them. Very cool stones. Very thin, so they weigh nothing. They really don't have any weight to them. Grounding stone. These are also good for now. They help you with patience and tolerance. Apparently. Maybe I should keep these for myself. No. It's all yes. Right? I know. We should all buy those. I actually have a big septarian here, which is really cool, but I'm not gonna get distracted by that. We'll look at it later, but it's super cool and it needs to be something. So anyway, yeah, so these are not too big, but nice lightweight, just neutrals. With very cool patterns to them. Okay, so that's those guys. Now, okay, so all right, so we're going to start to increase the colorway here. So now we've got these little ones. So these are also a small little pair. Also very cool. Get these in here. So these are a jasper. These are called Chowa jasper. They are they're from one mine in China, and they have a really cool, a lot of them have really cool kind of tribal patterns to them, so I'm really drawn to them. Usually they're kind of browns and tans and things like that, but these guys have like a, you can see them on the listing better. You can kind of see it there. They have like this dusty rose background, and then the pattern is kind of almost looks like, you know, winter scene or something. It's got white, and then the darker is it's not black, it's like a wine, like a really rich wine color in there. Free form, you know, little free forms, again, weigh nothing, super lightweight, but I love wine. Yeah. So, you know, very cool patterns to them. I have a ton of Chowa stones. Oh my gosh, so many. That's why I'm probably even gonna have to do another, you know, another one of these misfits, because but again, a lot of them are in the tan and the brown, and I had a lot of kind of the neutrals with the tiger eye on this one, so I didn't want to just kind of like have it all super neutral. But it's a really cool stone. I'm always drawn to it. If I'm, you know, shopping for stones, that's one that always kind of gets my attention with the pattern and just the coloring on it. So that's those. Okay, so now we're going to get away from earrings here. So we got this one. Now, this is another one that started off as earrings, and they got a lot of attention at live events, but no, you know, nobody, you know, took them home. And I don't know if it's because they're round, you know, they're a little bit bigger. I don't know if it's the color, but it's a really cool stone. Now you tell me what you see there, because I know what I see. I know what I see when I'm looking at that. So these are Malagano jasper. It's a jasper that's definitely known for it looks like a bus. It does. So if you have anyone on your gift list that, you know, is in transportation, you like that? You like that one, Anne? Okay, it's cool. I know, it's so fun. The other one, I don't even know where the other one is. The other one I think looks like a train. So anyway, it's very cool. All right, so Anne's gonna take that one. So all right, I will pull that one off, and Anne, Anne, I got your email, and I'm gonna do that final revision tomorrow morning. Okay. And then I'll send you a picture of the revised necklace. Okay, so sorry, I did get your email. I figured you knew what I was doing, and so I would get back to you. But okay, so let me pull that one off. And oh, you ladies are the best. All right, so let me grab this one. And we'll take that one off. Okay, that one's safe and secure. All right, so now we have these. So again, these sit properly. There we go. So these are serpentine. And that is named because this stone has kind of snake-like patterns, so kind of like snake skin. This pair, not as much as some, but you can kind of see why it's named that. So a lot of times it's a little bit more green. These are really pretty kind of fresh yellowy. I mean, there's a green undertone there, but definitely more on the yellow, and then like a really pretty kind of black matrix to them. So I mean, they're initially colorway, but if if you have an outfit that's kind of got something like that, or like spring, I think these are nice for spring. They're like a fresh color. They kind of remind me of a spring color. So again, just haven't fit into any of the other collections from a color standpoint. So, but they're just a nice long teardrop. So they're an elegant shape, I think. And yeah, if you've got something in that colorway, they're quite cool. Or it'd be nice with black. If you wear a lot of black, you want just like a little punch of color or something like that. That black matrix in there would tie those in together. So serpentine, abundance. So again, usually they're a little bit more on the green side. So a lot of the green stones are kind of associated with abundance and things like that, and balance, help block negative energy, that kind of thing. So they're just a nice little stone. Oh, this is a cool stone here. All right, so let's look at this one. So these are called wave jasper. There, you can kind of see. So take a look at the listing pictures on this. You can see the pattern on this better. I kind of see, it's hard to see it here, but I see kind of a landscape at the bottom, and then it's like a dark starry sky. And you'll see what I mean on the listing. So see all those light kind of dots at the top? It just kind of reminds me of like a really dark starry sky. And then they've got that really pretty, lighter. So these are also from Madagascar. So these are basically very similar to ocean jasper. I think they're kind of in the same spot. They're just not. They're called wave jasper. So that's why they have like the little dots, kind of like the orbs of the ocean jasper. But they're a little different. So they're classified as a separate color or a separate stone. But they're this really dark teal. Yeah, they're an interesting color. They're like they're a teal but super dark. See now, okay, see, can you see what I'm saying? So kind of like trees there, or bushes, and then like a starry sky up above it. I mean, that's what I see when I was staring at them earlier yesterday. When I was working on them yesterday. I think they're pretty cool. Yeah, they're different. They're different. It's a different color, that's for sure. And again, that's why they haven't had a home, because they, haven't fit. So they now have a home. Okay, now this one is very cool as well. So I've had this stone forever. Three wise men, yeah, like, right? Like, could you see the star? Do you see what I'm saying? Like the stars, really dark, starry sky. All right, so this is called a blue opalized petrified wood. Big mouthful. But basically it used to be a tree, like 8 million years ago. So what happens with petrified wood is it's usually found in like old volcanic areas, so where there were like old volcanoes, and also bogs. So the trees are either covered in volcanic ash, or they're in water in like a bog, and over millions of years they petrify and they turn to stone, and then they opalize. So the blue in them is like blue opal. So this particular stone is pretty incredible because it's got green in it too. So it's got the beautiful blue, then it's got that really lovely minty green, and then it's also got a little bit of like that camel, that little bit of tan camel in there with some striking black and that little bit of like cream in there. Just amazing colors. A lot of times the petrified wood will be very beachy, and I've had stones before. I did a silversmith one that was very light with like a soft blue and tan, and so it goes with shoreline, like it looks like a beach and water. With this one, with all of the black in it, it's like can't go shoreline. It's not the right colorway for storm, so what do I do with it? But it's absolutely stunning. And if you ever are on Etsy or looking at opalized wood, it's very expensive. And I actually was on Etsy looking yesterday. I'm like, what? Yikes! I won't be buying any of that stuff for a while. It can fetch a very high price just for the stone. So the fact that this is an older stock for me, I think I bought this like 3 years ago. I mean, I got a pretty good deal on it. I think it's like triple the price of it now. Because you can imagine there's not a lot of it either. I mean, there's not a lot of, they probably go through it pretty quickly. So anyway, it's this interesting kind of, what is that? Trapezoid, freeform triangle. I kept it super simple. I just put like a sterling silver little bail on it. It's in brushed. I brushed it, so it's got brushed sterling on it, so it's not super shiny. And the chain is lightly oxidized, so it has a little bit of color to it. So anyway, it's a statement piece for sure. This one, I think, I can't remember. It's not that long. I think I can't remember if it's 18 or 20 inches. But I think it might be 18. But this is a flat cable chain, so there is a little bit of sparkle to it. And I make this chain, so I have it like loose chain, and I put the back on it, so I can make this longer if you wanted it. But yeah, petrified wood, definitely a little bit more higher end and very, very unique. And the fact that this one's got the green in it as well as the blue, super cool. Okay, so that is that one. Okay, now all right, so let's do this one. All right, now I made this one a while ago. It hasn't been on the website, and it doesn't really make an appearance at live shows either. So it's just kind of been sitting here. But it's a leather knotted necklace. So it's not silk. It's leather, natural dark brown leather, and it's got an amazing focal. I mean, this is all about the focal. It's all about the focal. This is chrysocolla. So we talked a lot about chrysocolla in the river collection, and very calming stone, those things. It's an amazing focal, and I mean it's super cool both ways. So it's got that little bit of like a tealy green. It's got the really deep there. That's a good picture. So a really deep kind of ocean navy blue, and then you got those soft blues, and then you've got that really strong brown, rusty red running through it. That's why I did it with the leather in that color, to kind of really pop that out. So this is banded agate. this is all I had of the banded agate. So the story behind this necklace is this walked in the door. There's two of them. These walked in the door, and then I'm like, I had this banded agate in these colors, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? And so I said, okay, I'm gonna put this together. Now the thing is, it's kind of shorter. Usually with this, I would do the big focal with connector and do like a longer 30 some odd inch, and that is probably what I will do with the other one, is put that into a long statement piece, silk knotted. But this one I happen to have, and so you can, I don't know if you can see it, you can see it better on the pictures, but it's almost like an ombre, so it goes from really dark to lighter, and it just happened to have all of the kind of colorways of all the different blues in here, and so I made this necklace. Okay, so I can add an extender on it, but I can't, I'm not gonna remake it or anything. It's gonna go kind of as it is, but I can add an extender. I think, I know, and see, Christine, you tried this on. So so as I say, like, I've got the other one, and it's actually, I started working with it. I haven't started knotting it, but I do have it with now that I have chrysocolla beads. So I do have it sitting there, kind of lining it up with chrysocolla and stuff like that. So but again, it's going to be like the 30 with the copper hammered connector and everything. So because yeah, I know you love this one, but we've tried this one, so it's a little too short. So, but anyway, if somebody likes it a little short, this one's very cool. And again, I can add, you know, I mean, I wouldn't want to, you know, probably add like a, well, I mean, I could add like a 4-inch extender, but it's not that bad. I think it's like 20, or it's 19, I think, to this. But I could add a little bit of an extender on it. So anyway, so that's what this is. And then this, the top here is like a little ceramic. I had this like ceramic that just matched the color, but it's all about the focal on this, right? So this one, a little shorter with banded agate in leather, or y'all can wait till I do the long one. And you can see what happens there. I guess I better scream that one up to the top of my list after I get all of my my customs done. So that's that one. I know it's a beautiful focal. Okay, so let's see what you think of this one. All right, and then we'll talk stones. Yeah, okay. So we did an hour, and then I'll get into some of these. Okay. All right. So this one. So if you want to own an early A&J, right? An early Art of Nature jewelry piece. That's what this would be. I can't remember when I made this, but I think it was before I was doing silversmithing. And the reason I say that is because this isn't one of my forged connectors. It was, yeah. And so just like the double strand from the Harvest collection, when I was experimenting and figuring out what I want to do, that's kind of, I think, what this was. So just like the one from last stream, this is done in the copper, with the copper connectors instead of silk knotted. Okay, so each one of these sections is hand wrapped in copper. So let's start at the bottom. So the focal is a beautiful, I mean, it looks like something out of the sea, right? It's this beautiful, very textured Greek focal from Mykonos, Greece. So it's copper, a natural patina on it. And that's the back. Absolutely gorgeous. And then so just kind of wire wrapped it here. And then so above it, All right, so above it we have turquoise. So we've got some turquoise chips. We have frosted watermelon quartz. That's the pink. You've got some African turquoise, a little bit of blue amazonite in there. And then you've got like this lime, you know, this pop of like limey green. Those are check glass little flowers. Some more turquoise, some more quartz, some more African turquoise. And then these are glass as well, in kind of these sea, with these bands of like sea blue on there. And then attached to sari silk. So with like a copper little connector there, and then wrapped. So it's a double stranded sari silk. Beautiful sari silk. I got a lot of, I brought in a bunch of colors of sari ribbon silk, and because I was thinking, oh, you know, I'll do some, you know, stuff like this, and then, you know, obviously went in a different direction. But it's super pretty. I actually sometimes use it for gift wrapping. So you might have gotten a box that had some sari silk on it from my stash. But this has got some beautiful shades of blue on here. There's no clasp on this necklace, so you just slip it over. And it's quite long. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see me, but I think it's like 36, I think. So it's quite long. And it's very colorful, right? It's just very bright and happy and colorful and almost, I don't know, carnival, I don't know what you want to call it. But because of the colorways, you know, with that lime green, I mean, it just didn't fit. I mean, you could maybe shoreline, but I've just had it here and it's just been hanging. So, if it speaks to you, it's pretty. I mean, it's very colorful and bright. You know, spring, summer, I think. But again, you know, if you're going on vacation, you're going down south, going somewhere warm, getting away from winter, you know, that would be a nice thing to wear as well. Just different. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's actually one I wasn't even going to put it on the website because it's so different again because it's the copper. But I thought with this one I'll throw it on the website, and then we'll see what happens here. I'll probably take it out to some lives as well, and if it's still around, and see if it's speaking to anybody. Okay, so that is the lineup of all of the stuff that is already made. What time are we at? Okay, we're at almost 8:45. Okay, so now, if you want, let's look at some of these. Now, do you have any, Christine? I know there's a couple that you are wanting to see. If anybody else has any that you are looking like, do you want to see blues or greens? Do you have any preference on particular gemstones? I'll see if I have them here. Otherwise, I'll just kind of, let me throw some out. So, okay, so here's one that, so I mentioned the septarian. So these little earrings here with the brown and the cool kind of patterns to them. Okay, so here is a very cool, bigger septarian, and this is typically how you see them if you go shopping for them. They have kind of this eye effect, and sometimes they're freeform, but oftentimes they'll be round because they lapidary, you know, and the size will depend on the size of the sun or eye, whatever you want to call it, pattern on it and how big it is. So you can see this is mainly black and it always has like the white pattern, and then this one's got some of those copper kind of colors to it. I kind of see this as a copper wire wrap. This one kind of is going in the direction of a wire wrap. It's a bigger stone, but I think it'd be a really cool wire wrap actually. Or I was also thinking maybe a prong set, like a copper prong setting, not too many, just really simple kind of couple prong sets just to set it, and then a copper chain or leather chain, leather cord, not sure, but yeah, no, it's got to go this way. It's a cool stone. Sometimes it looks like a bug, depending on how you put it. So that's that. The other one that I was going to point out that I don't think was on the table for the picture, since we did a lot of tiger eye, this one it's a form of tiger eye. This one is gorgeous. It's called, yeah, I know. Yeah. This one is it's an Australian. So it's, what's it called? I wrote it down. Mara Mamba. From, it's only found in Western Australia. So it's a form of tiger eye. It's just you can see that iridescence to it. Super pretty and big. Like it's bigger. I mean, that would be a really nice copper wire wrap too. And the price, I mean, it's going to depend on what is done with it. You know, that's the thing with this kind of stuff. It all depends on what, you know, it's going to be. The stone itself, I don't have it here. Yeah, so I mean, it's a little bit pricier stone than most tiger eyes. So I would say, guessing, like that in a wire wrap, it would probably be in the 70-75 range. So kind of like the same as like the petrosite, like my petrosite wire wraps. Yeah, because it's a little bit higher end, a little bit more higher end stone. Okay. Do we have a preference for color? Oh, you know, one thing that we haven't talked a lot about is labradorite, and it's a very popular stone. So I did pull a couple of labradorites out. Anything with reds. Okay. So let me do a couple of labradorites. So labradorite I think I've had in Storm, because a lot of times it's like that blue flash, right? So the blue ones work really well with the Storm collection. But I have some that are more green. So I have this one, which has a beautiful flash, as you can see, but it is more that golden, and then see that way it's like blue green, and then through the center here you can see that cobalt blue coming out, right? And then that way, so you kind of have the blue green and then it goes golden. So it's a really pretty stone, but again, it doesn't work with Storm. It doesn't kind of work with anything. So, and it's a good size. So I mean, depending on, it would be a massive ring. I kind of see it as a bracelet, but it would also be very cool as a pendant. Yeah, it flashes that way. Like with the labradorites, you just got to see which way the flash goes. So it flashes pretty well this way, but it tends to really, so you can see the difference in the flash. It really flashes this way. So I mean, it could be a pendant this way, or a very cool, see, very cool bracelet. Either a, you know, beaded bracelet, and that's just like the big focal, or cuff bracelet. So that's a really cool labradorite. And then a smaller version, yeah, right? That one's neat. And then a smaller version, very similar, is this one. So this one kind of has the same kind of patterning. It's got that one line, couple of black lines through it. But again, it goes from the blue to into that golden. This would be a nice ring. So that's a really good size for a ring, and it's very flashy, in all directions, which is good for rings, you can see. Or that would also be a nice bracelet, just smaller, right? Or a pendant. So these are a couple that I have that are in that kind of blue. But see, again, I know it kind of flashes this way, but I feel like the way it was cut, that one's good. Yeah, so there, if you wanted to have it as a pendant, I would do it this way for sure. Bigger on a bracelet. Okay, all right, I'll put your name down for that, and we'll chat about that. So that one's pretty cool. And then the other one I wanted to talk about is with labradorite is purple. I don't know if you've ever seen a purple labradorite. They're kind of rare, and I've brought a few in and been very disappointed because the listings how do I say this diplomatically? They embellished the listing to enhance the color. Is that diplomatic? So then when you get the stone, you're like, that's just going to sit there and I'm never going to use it for anything because it doesn't really have any flash. This one, however, is pretty good. So this one now, it really, okay, so you can see, hang on a sec. There we go. Okay, so this one really flashes purple if I sit it like this, and then there, you see what I'm saying? Can you see that? It looks kind of blue here, but it's actually like it's a purpley, so it's pretty big. I mean, it's a circle, so it's pretty big for a ring, but it would be a very cool, yeah, well, that's the whole thing about labradorite, right? Like it flashes as you move it. So, depending on how they cut it, it kind of tells you what you need to do with it, because with this one, it doesn't flash nearly as much. See how it looks there? See that purple? But it's not nearly as bold as this way. So, ring or bracelet, or it could go this way. There. And when I set it, it'll be like, okay, where is the sweet spot? And that's how it has to hang. So purple, very rare in labradorite, so it's quite unique. And if you're interested in this, I'll take pictures like outside in the daylight and stuff like that. But yeah, this one I was pretty happy with because it does have that purple flash that you don't, some of the other ones that. And the thing is, purples they're a premium. They charge a lot for purples. So when you get one and you've paid like $40 for the stone or something, you're like, where's the purple? It's annoying. Okay. Okay, so now before we'll get to some, I don't have a ton of reds here, Trace. I got a couple, but I want to talk about this one for a second. So so I have a couple of these that are called Apache Gold. They're basically what is it? It's sandstone. So it's black sandstone with pyrite in it. And it's called Apache Gold. So it has like that iridescence, that pyrite kind of pops out. I had these as earrings, I think, but they're big, and the thing is with these, they're hefty. So I think they're too heavy. So I was gonna put this on an oxidized. Yeah, they're cool, but they're heavy, Christine. They're heavy. So I was gonna put this as a pendant, but then I started looking at it, and it's just such a cool stone that then I started looking at it, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do this as a signature silk knot, and I'm gonna get some pyrite in, and there's a stone called golden obsidian, which really just matches this kind of goldy black. I'm gonna bring a bunch of that stuff in, and I think I'm gonna do, yeah. So it'll be very rich, that black in this warm gold. Like gold metal doesn't work with it because it's too yellow. This is just this really warm goldy tones, pyrite. So and so I have two of those. I mean, they're opposite. So I'm gonna do, and then I have this set. I mean, these could theoretically be earrings because they're a really pretty match set. But again, like just feeling them in my hand, there's some weight to these. So these could be nice pendants. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of put that out there. That there you can kind of see the gold. Yeah, they're cool. They're so I've had these forever. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do those in the silk knotted. Okay, Trace. So you're looking for some red. Okay, now I don't have. Okay, well I'll show you this one. I think I had this one out in the for harvest, but so there's this cool little guy here. This one is, oh, what is it? It's the yeah. So this is a Nature's Paintbrush jasper. It's got some of that red at the bottom. That's kind of a cool little stone. Could be a wire wrap. It could be set in copper or sterling, actually. An oxidized sterling or copper. Yeah, that one's nice. This one's super cool. It's more orangey than red, but again, it's very tribal, and I don't know, I'm drawn to that for some reason. That one might end up being a focal for a silk knot, and probably that way, some more like a bullet shaped. But that's a very cool stone. I have this one that, oh, I want to show you this one. Exactly, thought of Africa. Yeah, it's that's exactly right. Yeah, they're very cool. So this one is one I found. This one probably should have had something in the harvest collection, but I can always add it. So this is a pretty crazy lace that I found in my stash. Could go either way, but that's a pretty one that I'll end up doing something with it and probably put it in harvest, but got a little bit of red to it. I have this little ocean jasper, which, so here now you can start seeing the orbs, right? So I was talking about the ocean jaspers, like the better quality stones have the orbs. Well, that's what I'm talking about. These little round shapes in kind of floating in the background. And so these are kind of like reddy pink, kind of. It's not red, it's not pink. In like a dark, it is kind of like a black background. Freeform shape, be a cool ring. I think this will probably end up being a ring. I mean, it could be a pendant, but I like the way these freeforms look with rings. I kind of like that. So that one's a cool ocean. I actually have a couple of ocean jaspers here that I wanted to show you. So that's one. This one is more orangey, but this is a gorgeous stone. This one's that is a very high-end ocean jasper right there. Beautiful colors. It's got the white. It's more orangey. You can see those big orbs in here in the middle in the green. I knew you were gonna like that stone. And then the top. And then this has got a lot of quartz in it. Even the back is stunning. So I'm not quite sure what to do with this, because you don't want to cover up that back. And you can, well, you can't really see, but see all this light, this is clear. So there's a lot, like this part here, there's a lot that's clear in that stone. So it's really pretty to have that. This actually would be a nice ring too. You know, if you got a bigger finger. But a really pretty pendant. Yeah, it's so that's a higher end ocean jasper. So I got this one from the lapidary that I work with in Montreal. Yeah, it's yeah. So this one I've had in my personal collection actually. I've had it in my personal collection because it's actually, let me see. Oh, and then I have this one. So I have this one, which is also a nice quality. I know it's darker, but it's kind of like a dark bluey. It's like a teal green. This isn't black. It's like a really dark, and then this is kind of like, you can see it kind of, you can see the teal green with like peach orbs in this one. So this is also a really pretty, there, look at the back. Kind of bugs me because the orbs are bigger on the back. So I'm not sure why they cut it the way they did, because you don't see, and it has to go that way because it's a flat back. But sometimes the back is nicer, you know, has the pattern, like that's what you're paying for, right? These big orbs here, and then you can see the circle inside the circle. So it's unfortunate. I don't know why when they were cutting and doing it, but anyway, the front's pretty too. So, you know, I would maybe almost do this as a channel. So as I throw it on the ground. Fortunately, I have carpet, so it doesn't hurt anything. I would probably do this as a channel, so the back is open. So if, you know, if it's a pendant, I can't do that if it's a ring, but if it's a pendant, then, you know, you'd still see some of that pattern in the back. But that was cool. This is a bigger one, but this is also a very pretty ocean jasper. Softer in the whites, and then that really pretty green, kind of mossy green. So kind of my favorite colors in the green, and some really defined orbs in there. You can see them in there. So this one's very soft, and then the back is not polished. It's a matte. But this one's super pretty, but it's bigger. Yeah, it has that moss agate kind of feel, right? And it's quite translucent as well. It's quite light, you know, you can't really tell, but the light is down in here. Yeah, so I would probably even keep some of this back open as well if it was a pendant. I mean, it kind of has to be a pendant. It's too big for. So, I mean, that could be a wire wrap, but, you know, I don't know. I think it needs silver. Super pretty. Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring out some of these. Okay, I think I have one other, since you guys you're feeling the ocean jaspers. Let me find, I know I have another one which is very cool. So let me go off camera here for a second. Where did I put it? Oh, here. Okay. Let's see what you think of this one. If you remember the movie Monsters Inc. That's what this one reminds me of. Oh man, that's a big orb. That's an orb right there. So that is a big green orb, very unique. And then it's got that pink kind of background in like waves, and then some green down here, and then a lot more green in the back. So the back's got a lot more of the green. But yeah, I don't know. I think I just got, this is one of those, it's like, why? I don't know. I guess it was because it's like, wow. I mean, when you're looking for ocean jaspers, you're looking for the orb. It's like that's got an orb. So anyway, there's that one too. Um, oh, and then there's these guys, ocean jaspers. So these are very cool. Um, Again, ocean jasper comes in all these different colors, and this one, yeah, absolutely, yeah, that Orby one is a statement. And so are these. So this is a matching pair that I have. Yeah, these are very cool. So, they have that beautiful kind of water blue there, and then, well, they're big. I know you like big earrings. But I hesitant to, because people just haven't been doing the big earrings, but they absolutely could be. They're a beautiful match pair. So I mean, if you wanted them as earrings, they could be. Yes, please. Okay. Because the direction I was going to go is I was going to do a statement silk, but I don't know about the rust and the blue together as a statement, so I've kind of been hesitating on that. But yeah, if you like them as big earrings, they're beautiful match set for sure. Okay, that's easy. Okay. Okay, how are we doing? All right, let me show you a couple more things. Okay. I don't want to keep you here all night unless you want to, keep looking. So, okay, honey dendrites. I want to show you these. So these are also really cool from a statement and different standpoint. So these are honey dendrite stones. So dendritic stones tend to be white with black, and I'll show you some of those in a second. But these are called honey dendrites. So they have that honey kind of tan background. Very graphic. This reminds me of like a cityscape, personally. I think it has to go this way. It doesn't make any sense to me to go any other way but this. And it's like a cityscape to me. I've had some other ones of this, and as wire wraps, and they sold. Yeah, for sure, Trace. Yeah. And then I have this one, which is very cool, kind of oval, almost marquee. And then that could go this. I see this as a ring. I think this is a very cool ring, in an oxidized silver, or as a focal for either a cuff bracelet or beaded. Like that's a focal, and then you could have like beads on either side. And so that's kind of where I'm heading with that one. But this one could be a very cool wire wrap or set. So those are honey dendrites. Now the typical, as I say, the typical dendrite opal is white with black, and that's what this is. And they have a landscape look. They're like a winter landscape, the dendritic opals. I've brought quite a bit of them in because there is a collection in my head that's going to be coming. I'm not sure what it's going to be called yet. Probably like Winter Night or something like that. So a lot of this. So very cool stone. This whole top part is a clear quartz, so it's see-through up here. Again, very cool ring or bracelet, or pendant. And as I say, I brought a lot of them in. This is one set that's just, yeah, I think so. This is a beautiful. So here's where I'm talking about the landscape, the winter landscape, right? I mean, that is a winter landscape. Um, yeah, yeah, they're very cool. And so, you know, pendants. These could be earrings, possibly. Um, they're very neat. As I say, I brought a bunch of these um, in this kind of in this kind of thing. The other thing I have in like the black um, and neutrals are rutilated quartz. So if you're not familiar with what rutilated quartz is, it's clear quartz, um, but it has something in it. So either it's golden rutilated, which is maybe pyrite or something. This has got tourmaline in it. So it's got like these little sticks of tourmaline in clear quartz. And so that would be like with the winter night as well. This is a cool one here. Very graphic. These are very graphic stones. Yeah, they're very cool. But you get, you know, you get the quartz and then you get the tourmaline in there, right? So nice protection stones as well. Now back to some color. Oh, so I have a couple of blue opals. I think we looked at this one before. So this is a pretty blue opal that I kind of have started with, but I haven't finished it. I kind of see it as a ring. I think it'd be a nice ring, or as a pendant. I don't know. It's you know, I've got the first part with the silver. I just haven't gone any further with it. But really pretty soft blue. So this is a blue opal in that kind of ocean blue. This is another one that's got a little bit stronger coloring in a blue opal within the white. So darker blue at the bottom, just a sweet little teardrop with the white. So nice for summer, very beachy, but it's a different color than shoreline. So the thing with it, you know, to get it to fit into shoreline, it's like that seafoam green to fit into that colorway. So it doesn't fit that. So that's why, you know, the blue opals are kind of on their own. Now, for those of you that like statement pieces, this blue opal is a statement. I think it has to go, it either goes this way or this way. I've had this one for forever, and I just like, I've pulled it out. I'm like, I want to do something with it, but, and then the back is they didn't polish the back, but that's fine. It's gonna be set. So beautiful shades of blue. I'm kind of thinking silver in with a back plate, so it kind of continues the pattern. I think it's too cool of a stone for a wire wrap. You know, I'm not sure. And see, you know, an oxidized silver would pull out that little bit of a charcoal gray in there. The oxidized would pull that darker out. It's cool. It's big. You know, it's hefty. It's quite thick too to get all of those layers. They left it quite thick. Now, this one. So the next, I'm not going to do any more collections for official collections till the end of the year. So next week we'll do, I think we'll do a, we'll start on the kind of gift guides, and I think we'll probably start with 50 and under. So I'll show some stuff, and I'll make some stuff up, earrings and stuff, $50 and under. So if you've got people on your, you know, your shopping list, that'll be like the 1st of November, I think. So, you know, you can get some stuff picked up for people, and then we'll do kind of like gift guides and things like that as we get towards Christmas. But the next one that I'm going to do is a collection called Glacier. So you can kind of imagine the colorways here. So there's going to be a lot of moonstone. Now I am going to do moonstones before that because they're so popular in person and stuff. So And I don't have a lot of moonstone because I'm holding. I have them here. I just haven't been using them because I know that glacier's coming. But this is a beautiful moonstone. You can see that gorgeous flash at the bottom, but quite solid white up here. Uh, can you show those two dendritic? Oh, these here. Hang on. They're kind of yeah, I can see why you're saying blue. It's kind of like a gray. And they're also, the light kind of reflects through these ands. So yeah, let me get one here. So very cool patterns. It's a gray. It's coming across as blue, but it's a gray, more so than a striking blue actually. I would want to send you pictures of those in the natural light so you can see, but very unique. Yeah. Okay. And I have some others too, so I can show you the other ones that I have. Actually, here, while I remember, give me one sec. What did I do with them? Oh, they're buried. I'll show you. They're kind of a freeform shape. I'll dig them out. They're not right here. What was I going to say? Oh, glacier. Yeah, so glacier is going to have a lot of what do I do with that moonstone? So a lot of moonstone and blue lace agate. So that really soft, kind of icy. Which ones did I want in earrings? Which ones of what did you want in earrings? So those, and then let me show you this. So this is a brand new so this is a brand new stone, and the reason I put stone in, so this is also going to be, I've got a little bit of this material for glacier. It's what's it called? It's called blue ice agate, and it's really it's brand new. It's out of Indonesia. That's the back, and it looks like a chunk of ice, right? It's, the surface is pitted. You can kind of see, kind of pitted and that kind of thing, and very different. So the lapidary artist that I work with in Montreal put some of this on our website, and I almost fell over because I was thinking about glacier at the time. So I scooped up a bunch. I got some earring pairs. No, I don't. No, I have earrings. So I have different shapes of this. I'm sure I can get another round. So anyway, so I brought in a bunch. Now, she had this tested, and I guess whoever did the testing on this, they couldn't determine what it was made out of, stone-wise, like quartz or whatever, agate or whatever. Now, I have since contacted suppliers in Indonesia, and they say 100% that it's natural. The lady in Montreal was saying it could be a byproduct of the mine. So that's why I say stone. There's debate. I mean, regardless, it's very cool. It's very cool. Let me see. Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can find the other ones that I have. The other ones? Hang on. Okay, so I can get more of this material. She's still posting it. I just haven't I haven't gone and got any more from her, just because I have a few things. So the other, but I'm sure I can find more around. So here's some earrings. Well, they're not drilled, so they'll have to be set somehow. But can you see the fissures on there, the fractures and it's very cool. Um, that's the back. So they're very rustic, right? Because I mean, they look like ice. They're just like. All right, yeah, okay. So you guys are interested in blue ice. So I can source more of this. So there's no panic there. But yeah, it's very cool material. And then the other pair I have are oops, a little darker, but I like the white and the blue together there. I like yeah, I just thought it was really neat. So these are so okay, so you can see that, I mean, they're taped together. This one, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a hole in it. It's like, so it is like super super cool and organic and rustic. It'll obviously have to be a back plate. There you can see my hand moving through it. So very very cool. Yeah, and it's a different material. So anyway, so now I know there's some interest in it, so I will. Yeah, I can definitely get more in and rounds and bigger pieces and stuff. And I like the ones that are lighter. Now the other thing that I have that I brought in for Glacier, which is very similar, but in a stone that's a little bit more known, is blue scheelite. So I've put blue scheelite in the Shoreline collection. But these are just that blue that so these are drilled. So these would be earrings. And it's just the wrong shade of blue for Shoreline, but they're perfect for Glacier. So this is blue scheelite here. So very similar to the blue ice in their colorway, but like polished. So they're not as rustic. So there's those, and then we have this pair, which are also these are not drilled. So I think these are really good for Glacier as well. I mean, they have that look of ice. Get it. Focus here. Soft blue. But yeah, okay. So I will. I'll revisit the blue ice. They're cool, right? It's very cool. So anyway, yeah, I know. I'd like the large one with the fishes, like the earrings. I'd like. Sure, of course, absolutely. No problem. I will look into more. And I know she's still posting them, and I've seen them on there, and I'm like, okay, I haven't bit the bullet on those, but yeah, I will absolutely bring some more in, because I think it'll be popular. Now, a couple of other things kind of similar to these in these colorways. I do have one piece of Larmer right now, which is a beautiful piece of Larmer, and so this could be pendant. It could be a really pretty ring. It could be a really pretty bracelet. It's just a really pretty piece. So with Larmer, it's hard to find it with the depth of color. So with Larmer, you're always looking for, to try to get the deep color and some variation, so you get that water look. So that's a pretty piece of Larmer. And then I have this Caribbean calcite, which is always a popular stone. So the bottom here has that little bit of tan. You can see better this way. That little bit of tan that looks like sand. and then going out into deeper water. So very cool, beachy. This would be in shoreline. I just haven't done anything with it. I just wanted to show it to you. Cool pendant too. Pretty ring. I mean, it could have embellishments on it or not. But you know, if you're thinking ahead to summer, that one is a pretty one that I'll work with. That's pretty much it. I have a couple of porcelain jaspers here. This is a cool porcelain jasper, cool shape. Kind of different in the grays and kind of the pinks. Not sure how I'd finish that off yet. And then this one is a little bit more of a modern, cool stone. It's got that little bit of a pink, of the pink here, but it's got kind of that fractured. They're not fractured. It's matrix on it, but it looks like fracture on there in kind of a tooth shape. So that's a cool stone. And what else? Turquoise. We've looked at some of these already in past. I think in the river. So I do have this heart chrysocolla, which is super pretty. What would the price of the larva remover be in a ring? You know, and if you wanted to keep it pretty simple, which I probably would with this shape, you know, I probably wouldn't do anything too crazy with it. The rings are kind of coming in. Well, it depends. I mean, the fancy ring that I did for Kate, I don't know if you saw that ring with the turquoise with the extra beading and the fancy shank and everything. That one was $175. But most of the rings I think are coming in at like $135 to $175, somewhere in around there, depending on the stone and depending on, you know, how much detail and fanciness you want to it. So it would be in that range. Then there's this pretty Morenci turquoise. This is a beautiful stone. I got to get this one set. I just ran out of time with River, but I got to restock River because it's been super popular. Yeah. No, I'm trying to keep the silver stuff, you know, reasonable. So this is a pretty turquoise. It's very thick though. So you can see what they do with the turquoise. This one's very stabilized. So a lot of times they'll put this back stuff on it because turquoise is super soft. And this I think is quite thin. So if you look at it, you can see they've built up to basically add structure to this Morenci turquoise. So it's quite thick. So that's, you know, as a ring, that would sit very high because the side bezel is going to have to be very high on that. So I would probably do pendant on that one. The heart chrysocolla will be a pendant. And then I have this turquoise, which is very cool. That I just haven't. It's too green for River, so that's why it didn't make it into River. But very cool pattern, and so that I'll make that into a pendant. I just haven't done that yet. And then this one I started on, but again, this is a Tibetan turquoise, but very pretty. It looks like lily pads to me. I've got the side bezel, but I just haven't gone any further on it. So that one I'll have to finish off as well. I think that's pretty much. Oh, you know what? I'll show you these. A couple of fossil corals. So, you know, if you wanted something just really neutral, I've got some pretty cool fossil coral. So this is like grays with like the black in a marquee. Cool ring. And then this one is a little free form that I will probably make into a ring. Just a neutral kind of ring, because it's a little too small for a pendant. But as a ring, I think it would be very cool. And it, you know, it's just got that it's coral, so it's just got that interesting kind of matrix, very graphic. The gray with the black. I have a couple more Veracite. So we talked about Veracite today. I have this really pretty Veracite. I think this is Australian Veracite. So you can see how it's a little bit deeper green. It's not quite as that soft green. It's pretty, but it's getting a little bit more to the emerald green. And then the gray kind of background. So this is, again, free forms. Really into the free form. So I can see that as being a pretty little free form, or like on a cuff. I can see that on a cuff bracelet as well. And I gotta start making cuffs. And then this is a little pretty Veracite tooth kind of shape. Again, with just that little bit of that minty kind of green to it. So a couple of Veracites. Oh, and then I have one more imperial jasper. So we did a lot of imperial for the harvest, but I have this one that's got really pretty green, and then that blue green on the center of it. And again, it's like a free form kind of tooth shape. So kind of an interesting shape. Could be an interesting ring. Thinner, it's like narrow, or on a cuff, or I mean the pendant could go this way or this way, either way. So that's cool. Whoops, that one I will add to the, it's not to go into the top of the pile, but it's pretty cool. I think I chipped it. So that's an interesting one, and I think that is pretty much all I have out. Oh, I have these two. I have two pink ones. So I have two Ronda Crocites. This one, if you're into pink, is very cool. Really pretty pattern on that one. So that could be a nice ring if you're into pink. Be nice for the spring. And then this is a really sweet one. So this one looks like a flower. So this one will be either, would either go into the spring collection for next year, or wildflower. I'm not sure. But soft pink on the side. And then, it just looks like a cut flower. It's very sweet. And it's pretty on the back too. So it's that one. Okay, ladies, I think that we covered a lot of ground. I've been yakking at you for 2 hours. So unless there's something else that you, maybe another stone or another color that you wanted to see, you can just throw that out there. And I can see if I have anything else like that. But as I say, I think I'll probably need to do another one of these misfits. But I don't at this point, I don't think it'll be before the end of the year. I think I kind of need to focus on the orders that I have, and just kind of work with what I've got. Can you show the ice stones? The ice stones with the wood in them. Ice stones with the wood in them. I don't know what you mean by that. With the wood in them? You mean the earring ones? Oh, the black stuff in them. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You're talking about the dendrite. Okay, let me go here. Hang on a second. Let me. Okay. All right. So let me show you some of the other ones I have. So I have this one. So here's a big dendrite. Not as much of a landscape, but cool, big marquee. So it's quite striking. I have that one. What else have I got? I have this one, which is also a very landscapey one. This oval. So that one is pretty cool. And I think it has to sit this way. So I think it would be a cool ring or a cool, very cool bracelet. It's a good size for a bracelet, that one. Then I have, okay, so this is the pair that I was searching for before. I threw everything everywhere as I redid my my space here. These guys. So those are very cool. So again, kind of a free form shape. Probably earrings because they're, oh, the retilated quartz. Okay, hang on, Christine. So Anne, if you're still here, oh, the retilated quartz. Yeah, okay, Anne. Okay, hang on. So I think they kind of need to be together. I mean, you could do a pendant like that, but these will probably be earrings together. The retilated quartz, I've got a bunch of those. So we've got this cool one, right? That one's very cool. So we've got the round. Then we have this one, and you can see my thumb through it. So so I'm not sure. So I'll let you in on a little future art of nature jewelry. So what I'm going to do, and I'm saving up my pennies for this, is I'm going to start doing, I need to get the equipment in, but I'm going to start doing, I'd like one of those, the retilated quartz? Yeah, it's cool too. There's this one, which has got them kind of coming from the top. That's a cool stone too. So with something like this, because it's clear, the thing is, like, when you put a back plate on it, you're gonna see it, right? You can see my fingers, right? So any messiness in the back plate and stuff like that, you're gonna see it. So what I'm gonna start doing with certain things like moonstones and whatever is I'm gonna start doing them in what they call a soft solder, as opposed to the metal smithing stuff, which is 925 or fine silver and very, very high heat, like torch and stuff like that. So the soft solder is basically what they do for stained glass. So you take tape, like a copper tape, and you put it around the stone so that the back stays open, and then you put the tape around the stone, and then you solder over that, and then you solder on a bale and stuff like that. So it allows you to have these clear stones, so moonstones, quartz, things like that. And I'm sure you've seen them on Etsy and things like that. They're very chunky. They're a little bit more organic. So if you've seen these really rustic bracelet focals and stuff like that, that's what it is. It's a soft solder. And that's going to allow me to do, kind of like these chunky things, and it's going to and that's what I will do with something like this, where it's open. So then, it's attached, but we can have it open, and then that really opens up possibilities for being able to do chunky bracelets. And the other good thing that it does is it, like, you know, something like this, I would probably do it on that, and then I would just oxidize, and then once you've solder it, you know, silver solder, then you can oxidize it and treat it. So generally it's black and stuff like that, but it keeps the cost way down because you're not buying all of this sterling and fine silver, which is going crazy. And it keeps the weight down, and so I just have to buy, you know, the equipment. I have to buy the tape, but I also have to buy the soldering gun, like the little soldering thing for stained glass and all that stuff. So it's just a completely different equipment set than silversmithing. I'll still do silversmithing for sure, 100%, but it's just, I'm going to be doing that. So that's going to open up a whole bunch of things that we can do. And then, as I say, that's what we'll do for like the retilated quartz, and things like, even things like these, you know, even stuff like the dendrite, and then that allows you to keep the back open. And then anything that you want to kind of have the light come through, then you know, moonstones and things like that for sure. So I'm excited about that. I just have to, you know, I have to go back through all the comments here. You two, you know, you two cage matching it out here. So I don't know. I have to. I have to go through all of the. I have to go through all of the comments. And are these the ones that you were talking about? Is this the pair that you were talking about? These guys here? I'll wait for you to comment on that. Retilated quartz, yeah. So this is the retilated quartz. So clear quartz with, in this case, yes, and the rounds. Okay. So okay. All right, you two. So I think based on all of this stuff, if you two will agree to that. Now I'm gonna source all this more stuff, okay? So don't panic. Could we do the round as a pin? Oh, this one. Oh, that could be interesting. Like a lapel pin. Yeah, I would just have to get the pin stuff, but I could source that. Yeah, I could source that. That could be actually a pretty cool little pin. Okay, so I know. So, Christine, don't panic. I'm gonna source more of this stuff. So, you two kind of, you like the same things, which is really funny. All right, so I think Anne has said that, Christine, you won this one. So if Christine's won this one, and Anne, if Christine has won this one, then I think it's fair that Anne has won this pair, and I will, and then I can find other things that are similar. But I think that that's fair, right? Because, right? Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so, all right, so Anne, I'm gonna put these in your stash, okay? Christine, I'm gonna put this in your stash, and I will source, I definitely can source more of this blue ice for sure, Anne, and we will go from there. So with the yeah, so with the soft solder is going to open up a lot of avenues, and as I say, it's going to be great because it can help keep the price down as silver goes through the roof, but it also gives me a lot more flexibility for stuff. You know, like things like, you know, I have some big stones, right? Like, I didn't even show you. Okay, I didn't even show you this one. I mean, this one is a green lace agate. I have a bunch kind of like this size because when I first started collecting stones, I was getting all these big stones. But this would cost a fortune to set this in silver. It's huge. Um, but with the soft solder, I can leave the back open, which is gorgeous. And then I can just, do that, and it can be, you know, a soldered kind of thing, but keep the price down and that kind of thing. So it's gonna open up the ability to do some of these bigger stones. Same thing with like this tiger eye, this Mara Mambo. To do something like that in sterling, again, it's huge. So, but that would be really cool set with the soft solder, and then a nice O-ring here, so it can be like a focal kind of thing. So anyway, hopefully Santa's good to me. I'll put it on my Christmas list, and I'll be able to get that in and kind of start that learning curve in the start of the year, after the shows and stuff have died down. Oh, so now before I go, so we'll do one next Wednesday, and again it'll be like 50 and under gifts, and I'll do up some like different little beaded earrings and things like that. So some different things there. It probably won't be as big of a of a um, of a thing as tonight, like 22. Probably not, but because I do need to sit down and start working on. I have a whole bunch of commissions and customs and things like that I need to kind of get to before, because November is there's a lot of I have a lot of shows. And I've added some. So I just got accepted today to well, and you're not local, but Christine, I just got accepted, and who else is listed as local, to the DeVries. So the DeVries farm out in Fenwick has like 30-40 vendors out there in December, so I'm doing that show as well. I'm doing a sip and shop in Waterloo. I'm doing I'm doing a one in Woodstock. So Laura, if you're here, yeah, I'll be heading out your way, and Grimsby, and then I'm doing the St Catharines Farmers Market the 3 Wednesdays of December. So December, my Wednesdays are going to be busy, but if there's other gift guides and stuff that we want to do, I'll have to switch it to a Tuesday or a Wednesday in December. But for November, we should be good. And then I'm also going to start doing. I haven't got this figured out in my head, but we'll do giveaways. I've never done giveaways. I've never done any contests or anything. But I do want to do something. So I'll just kind of have to figure out what that is. So if you don't follow me on social, I would suggest you do that, because these giveaways and stuff like that will probably be happening there. And I have started a YouTube channel. I've actually had it for a while. I just didn't have it on there, but I'm putting the replays on there. So the replays will be on YouTube, so you can always watch them there if you're on YouTube. So it's Art of Nature Jewelry on YouTube. You should be able to find it. So go and subscribe to that. I don't think there's anybody subscribed because it's brand new. But yeah, share the love over there, and then yeah, we'll do some giveaways and some prizes and stuff like that, starting in November as we head into Christmas. So thank you. Oh my gosh, almost 10 o'clock. So the replay, I can't go back and watch comments until tomorrow, so it's usually 24 hours. So I'll have to go back and read through all of those tomorrow after it comes back up. But I'll love you too, Christine. So I appreciate you guys so much. So yeah, next Wednesday we'll do it again. We'll do the first of the gift guides, and the discount code. So anything that I pulled off the website, I'll sort that out, and I will uh, do that revision tomorrow for the double strand and show you a picture of that. Okay, and then I'll just revise everything based on tonight, and then get that to you. Okay, and I will talk to you. I'll see you on social. And if I don't see you on social or email, then I will hopefully see you next week. And yeah, we'll figure out some gift guides, and we'll figure out prizes. So I'm thinking with giveaways and stuff like that, would you rather have a finished piece or a gift certificate? I think I know the answer. I know what I would want. But let me know, because I am going to, I'm not sure if the gift certificates are on the website, but if not, I'll definitely make sure they're on there for next week, because I do have gift certificates. And so if you are doing gifts and you don't, you think somebody would like my stuff, but you don't know what to buy them, gift certificates are a good option. So I'll make sure that those are around, and we'll chat about those next week as well. And any questions or anything like that, or if you're playing it back and you see something, shoot something at me. And I definitely check emails more so than social media, but I am trying to pay attention to social media a little bit more than maybe I have. Okay, enjoy the rest of your evening. Love and light to you all, and thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Thank you for listening to me ramble on, and I will see you next week, and I will chat with you ladies by email over the next couple of days. Okay? All right, take care.